Hello everyone, welcome to Ops on Cloud. In this specific video, let's try to understand Linux disk partitioning. Imagine you have 2 terabytes of SSD. One, you want to install both Windows and Ubuntu on the same drive. Sounds tricky, right? Windows uses NTFS file systems while Ubuntu uses ext4. They can't live together on the same space directly. But don't worry, there is a simple solution. What is partitioning? Instead of mixing everything together, we can divide the SSD into two separate sections, 1 terabyte for Windows and 1 terabyte for Ubuntu. Each section here is called as partition. This process of dividing the disk into logical sections is known as disk partitioning. Okay. Now, Windows safely uses NTFS on its partition. Ubuntu uses ext4 on its own partition. Both operating systems stay isolated and work independently. If you want to see the partitions, we can run command called as lsblk in Linux. Okay, so this command will help you to see all the partition. The full form of this command is list block devices. Block devices are storage units where Linux can read and write data like hard disk, SSDs, and other partitions. Not everything you see is partition here. The one which you see type as part is partition. The SDA, we call it as the entire disk. This is the entire disk. This is HDB is a separate disk. Okay. With respect to naming convention, Linux follows SDA1, SDB, SDAB, SDB, and SDE or SDC. Like that's the naming convention that Linux will follow for disk. Whereas for the partition, we try to append with number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, partitions are always numbered. All right, and everything in Linux is a file. Okay, everything is treated as a file, including the disk and partitions. All block devices live inside slash dev directory, cd slash dev. Okay, and let's go and try to do ls. So you'll be able to see HDA, HDA1 and SDB, everything as a partition here. Okay. You can also use one more command called as fsdisk to view the partition details. So for that, we need to use sudo fdisk -l slash dev slash sda. Okay, this command will help you to give like complete details about the partition. So we need to use sudo because only root user can access the hardware devices. Okay, disks here are divided into sectors. Do you see here? This is the column. Okay, sectors means if a partition starts with like 2048 and or 512 bytes, okay, all these things comes as sector sizes. Okay, in general, we will have 1 MB for bootloaders, but in this case, if you see, we are keeping 4 MB. It depends on how the configuration, all these things has been done. Usually, 1 MB is always left unpartitioned, and this space is used for bootloaders. Okay, and 512 bits, 512 bytes, and 4096. These are some of the common sector sizes that you can see in most of the Linux-based operating systems. Okay, and if you want, there is one more utility which is much more simpler to use because fdisk is powerful, but it is and also it's little bit intimidating. So there is one more utility called as cfdisk. We can also run command called as sudo cfdisk hdb slash dev slash sdb. Okay, when you do this, you will be able to see everything in detail. Okay, before going further, there are also two types of options you will get when you try to do the partition. Which type you want to select? You have mbr and gpt. Okay, in the partitioning table. So here I'm not trying to create a new partition, but in general, when you want to create a new partition, you will get two options. Okay, MBR is very old. Okay, nowadays nobody is using it. GPT is the latest one, and it supports larger disk and many partition, and it's much more reliable. Okay. If you want to create partition with cfdisk, you can go ahead and you can select the new option, or else in general, what I can show you is if you press tab on your keyboard, you will be able to see the type, help, write, dump, like all these options, bootable, delete, resize, all these things are there. Okay. When I simply press enter on resize, I can go and tell, okay, instead of 16, I want to make it as 10G. Okay. That's all. That's it. The moment you do that, okay, this is selected as 10G. Okay. But this is not a valid size. Okay. So I'm just bringing it back to the original size. But yeah, we can also keep another sizes like 8G or something like this. Okay. So to do the resize operation. So now what happens? Here I have only created a plan. That's it. Okay. I have not actually applied the changes. So if you want to apply these changes, right, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to go to right and press enter. The moment you press enter, right will apply those changes. Okay, until and unless you write the operation, so basically none of the changes will reflect. In my case, I don't want to do any changes, so therefore I'm keeping as it is. Just want to show this guys, show these things to you. That's it. Okay, and I'll simply go and I will quit. So when I quit, everything as it is stays as it is. So if you want to re-verify, again we can run the command called as lsblk. Okay, so you will be able to see it's there as the original approach, whatever originally whatever was there, right? Same thing is there here. Okay. Yes, so this is a quick intro, or this is a quick tutorial about Linux disk partitioning. So if you are preparing for interviews and all, it will be definitely helpful. If you have any questions, please post it in the comment section. I will try to clarify. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.